Black.
Well, I can tell you about Cones of Dunshire and Jack Black. My name is Robert Carty, and I'm an indentured servant of the games industry.
No, you are an OG. You're an original gamer. You're one of the classics.
I'm an old Grognard?
You are a Grognard. But
Yes, you are, sir.
But you're
Thanks,
a guy.
Phil.
But you're a guy
Takes
that
one to know
a
one.
lot of your generation has taken one of two paths. They've either died in reality, or
Yeah, a lot of them have died.
or they have died metaphorically because they've refused to evolve. But I've been out of this industry. This is the first time I've been to GAMA in 5 years, to the GAMA trade show, and you're still here. And not only are you here, you are influential. You're significant, and that's what's amazing.
Well, I'm not so sure how significant I am, except I weigh more than most people here. So, I have 34, almost 35 years in this luxurious experience of an adventurer's career. From distribution to publishing. And now I'm an outside consultant for a major brand, and we produce giant floor games for that brand. And
So, like,
saleable merchandise.
So if I go to Gen Con and I see Giant Catan, that's you.
That's me. That's
Very
my product.
cool. Very
so
cool.
are the two giant sheep that are inflated at Garden. Bob and Angus.
Now, if this was a family show, I wouldn't ask you about adult versions of those things, but it's not a family show. So, do you ever get any weird sheep requests?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I had a guy yesterday ask me if we could make them anatomically correct. I said, well, they already do.
Well, no, I walked by, I saw the big sheep, and I almost took a picture of it to post on Facebook and just said, I've got wood.
Give him the hat. Give him the hat.
What? Oh, no, dude, I totally have wood for sheep. Do you guys sell these?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Merry Christmas.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So anyway,
So you were asking about Cones of Dunshire.
well, no, I was asking about Cones of Dunshire. I'm not going to tease the conversation we had, but I wanted to have a conversation that you wouldn't have on the record about domestic manufacturing, because that's where your area of expertise is. But I'm not going to.
No, I don't know if that's my. I mean, I know a lot about how the process works.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do
I
that.
know how distribution works.
Yeah.
I know how retail works.
Well, we'll
Not
interview.
that I want to know that.
We'll interview you in the future about that. The thing that made me get out the recorder today was that Cones of Dunshire story you were telling me.
Well, Cones of Dunshire was a painful learning experience. And I don't know if anybody knows around. Mayfair Games got involved with Cones of Dunshire because several members of the cast are Catan fans. And so there was a bizarre exchange that happened, and it happened through a third party who contacted the studio, and the studio actually built the Cones of Dunshire game for the TV show. And they used old components from Catan, old Iron Crown Middle Earth components, and odds and ends of junk that was laying around, and built this game that was over the top with 70 pages of rules and just anything that. The only thing they forgot was a coffee maker in the kitchen sink, and it had an estimated 7 to 12 hours of playing time, and it was
Still shorter than Twilight Imperium.
completely absurd.
Yeah.
So it was on the TV show. It became the source of several episodes, a key factor in those episodes, and it was really pretty funny. And then it was decided by several people involved in the show that they really thought it should be a real product. And conversations went back and forth, and you don't know for sure on these things, and you think, wow. Well, there were several entities involved in the licensing program. And so as they went back and forth, and we developed the real game, which was over the top, and the decision was made to launch it as a limited edition product, over the top, because everything else in the game is over the top.
Right.
So we're going to do this game that's going to literally cost us $175 a piece to produce. And so it's going to have like a $300 Kickstarter cost.
Right.
And then if it's successful, we'll do the regular game. And we had discussions with Target and a couple other people about carrying this regular game in their stores if the first one worked. But we couldn't get a license because there were 3 entities that owned the property, and they couldn't agree on the color paper was. So we had many frustrations. So this went on and on for about 7 months, 6-7 months. And then they finally got a contract, and we get a contract signed 3 weeks before they canceled the show.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, shit. So we tried to, and then they right as the contract is signed, they tell us when they're canceling the show, when the last episode is. We got to get this Kickstarter thing going like gangbusters, because we have literally got about 6 weeks before the show's off the air for the Kickstarter.
Wow.
And we did what we could, but there wasn't enough lead time. There's got to be prep time. People don't remember anything you tell them once. You got to tell them 3 times, they say. That's not really always true, but it is true. They miss things. And so you have to repeat yourself, and you have to prepare the market for what you're going to do. And we were unable to do it. I mean, there was some arrogance on the part of Mayfair, some of the people at Mayfair Games when they talked about it, but honest answer is it wasn't enough time. And at the same time we're doing this, we're trying to get 5th edition of Catan ready to launch. And it was just too difficult. And we never knew for sure. We did an advertisement with the network, but they wouldn't give us all the information we asked for. And my opinion was that this show, the way it was structured and how silly it was probably very popular in middle and smaller cities and
areas
rural, where they could identify with it easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exclusively, but gaming is a big Midwestern thing, and I think that's the kind of game that would have done really well in the Midwest.
Cow tipping can get dangerous. It's true. You could break your leg in one of those gopher holes.
I've never been cow tipping.
You could be out there in the wrong fields, have a little rock shot, rack your ass. I mean, it can be dangerous.
Now, you were saying you guys did a commercial?
So we did a commercial. We didn't really do it. I mean, it was done.
Yeah.
Right. We worked on the script with the Cones of Dunshire guys, and the commercial kind of melds right into the show, which makes it almost ineffective talking about this game because you almost don't know. You think it's a joke.
Right.
And Jack Black is a store owner, and when we're watching this commercial, what's flashing through my eyes is that Knights at the Dinner Table.
Uh-huh.
Because of the conversation going on about this game.
Oh.
It actually is pretty hilarious.
Is there anywhere we can see that?
I think it's on YouTube.
Okay. Well, if I can find it in YouTube, I will link it on my website once I post this. But
because I like Jack Black, I think he's funny.
Yeah, no, I'm a big.
When I saw him in that, and he was like a wholly different character than normal, and I was like, wow.
Well, thank you very much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, if you want to talk about the old days, Mike,
I do.
I'm available.
Well, I will track you down for an interview soon.